Japan has a history of UFO sightings that stretches back to at least 1271 AD. The scheduled execution of a famous priest by the name of Nichiren was thwarted by the appearance in the sky of a gigantic, shining, and glowing object as large as a full moon. The officials present panicked, and the execution was canceled. The photo on the right of your screen was taken in Sapporo City, Hokkaido, Japan. 11-year-old Suichi Watanabe was walking on the grounds of the Trappistino Monastery when he snapped this photo of the statue of the Virgin Mary. Upon receiving the developed prints, he discovered the domed disc in the sky, something he hadn't noticed at the time that he snapped the picture. Photo analysts, experts, have examined the picture and determined that it is not a flaw in the film, but an actual object photographed in the emulsion of the film. The photo on the left was taken February the 8th, 1979, by high school student Osamu Sogani. It shows an F-4EJ Phantom bomber from the Hayakure Air Self-Defense Force as it takes off from its base in Ogawa. In the upper right, a strange flying object. Again, these are just 2 of thousands of UFO photographs taken in Japan over the years. In the history section of the UFO Anthology, you saw an artist's rendition of UFOs over Nuremberg, Germany in 1561. Apparently, UFOs are still visiting Germany. On July the 11th, 1977, Herr Dieter Kroll took this series of 5 photographs while visiting the country near Würzburg. He said the object passed in and out of the cloud bottoms and looked like a thick disk with rounded edges, or perhaps a flattened spheroid. Its finish was highly reflective, like polished chrome, and he guessed it to be roughly 20 to 30 feet in diameter. This series of pictures clearly shows a circular disk with a dome on the top. This is a more recent photo from Germany. Karsten Brettschneider was out birdwatching when this object appeared close by. The 2 cameras with him were a panoramic type camera and a 35mm with a 400mm telephoto lens. The one he had in hand for this shot was the panoramic camera. It is the only known UFO photograph in a panoramic format. Michael Hesseman reports from Europe that Mr. Brettschneider saw an alien being and managed to get a photo of it with his 35mm camera on the same day. Sadly, that picture is not available to us on this disc, but it is interesting to note how close-range UFO sightings like this often turn into close encounters. Ecuador, like most of Central and South America, has been having its share of sightings. Jaime Rodriguez hosts Ecuador Punto de Contacto, a very popular bi-monthly television show that presents reports on the increasing activity in the region. Ecuador is experiencing UFO activity very similar to that of Mexico City. Use your mouse and the video controls to hear what Jaime's interpretation of events are in Ecuador.
In 1992, the UFO's wave is start in Ecuador. Many sightings around the country, many places have sightings, and people are interested in know what's happening. We are doing a job because Ecuadorian Air Force help us. It's very important. We are taking videos and pictures and sending to United States for the computer analysis. All this analysis is good. Everything check okay. We have maybe 65 cases of sightings UFOs in videotapes. Many pilots, Air Force and commercial pilots, have experience in Ecuador. Air Force say, no, it's no airplane, it is UFOs. And they say open to all the people, official things, say, yes, UFOs are real.
In this incident, a family barbecue was interrupted by this ghostly shape, barely visible across the bay, moving in the glow of the city lights of Callao. Here we have a family reunion in 1992. The UFO made its appearance. Yep, just in time to do the Macarena. This video comes from the town of Santa Ana near Guayaquil and was shot by Victor Chiluiza. Neighbors' voices in the street called Victor outside at about 11:47 p.m., where he filmed the object from his front porch. In the town of Lajas, a television crew was shooting scenes of the town, and they needed a shot of the flag. None of the team noticed anything unusual at the time, but upon review of the footage, they discovered an oblong object climbing steeply into the sky. This is a small portion of a home video taken in 1996 near Guayaquil by Ismael Trepod and witnessed by his sister Denise Trepod. The original tape is over 4 minutes long and depicts the object's approach from the distance. China also has a long history of UFO activity. In addition to the classic sightings recorded in ancient Chinese records, there are drawings and photos like the ones shown here that bring continuity to sightings in China. Dr. Sun Shili is a professor at the University of Beijing and for 3 years was First Secretary of Commerce at the Embassy of China in Mexico. In the 1980s, Sun Shili's interest in UFOs led him to form an underground UFO research group in China. He gained government permission to form Kuro, the Chinese UFO research organization. Kuro membership was formed from the ranks of the educational community and included scholars and scientists from all fields. Permission to begin publishing the Kuro Journal came soon afterward, and the first edition of 500,000 copies sold out in 10 days. Kuro is now the largest UFO organization in the world. The questions you see on the screen represent the 7 questions asked of Sun Shili during his presentation at the 6th Annual UFO Congress in January of 1997. His answers can be seen by using your mouse to click on the question.